Well, good morning and welcome to QuiltChat here at AQS. Do you know we had a little technical difficulty last week, didn't we?
We did, but we caught up with it, didn't
Well,
we?
yes, but we taped it because Facebook was having a little problem, and so we had to resolve that before we could show it. But if you missed us last week, the video is on YouTube. On our channel is Quilt TV, so I encourage you to go there and you'll catch right up.
That's right. Well,
this is a busy week for everybody here at AQS.
Yes, we're all getting ready for Fall Paducah.
That's right. But you know what? We're still on the countdown with the journey to Paducah.
We are, and we're getting up there in the numbers. Today was block 29. Tomorrow will be block 30. We're getting close. We're getting so close.
Just 1 week left, right?
Yes.
1 week.
Yes. This time next week we'll all be at Fall Paducah having fun.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see everybody.
I know,
great.
and
it's like a reunion.
But we have to thank everybody that's been posting pictures of their journey to Paducah blocks because I love what you all are doing. We can't wait to see the finished quilts, can't we?
No, and thanks to everybody collecting, and we're going to get to it later.
Oh yeah, because if you haven't started already, that's no big deal.
No,
there's always time.
Not at all, and the blocks will stay up for forever and ever. So
and those are on aqsblog.com,
yes,
right? So that's where they'll reside.
They sure are.
Yeah.
And this month we moved along to the next segment for the member-only exclusive Forever in a Day quilt, which is their 12-month project there that lives over on the member access area. You go to member-only on AmericanQuilter.com, and you can visit that. And so that one's just keeps growing and growing.
Well, and so in today's On Point, you had some fun articles, and one of them was about a tote bag.
Well, it was about packing your projects.
Packing your projects.
Yes. You can. There's 3 different ways, ideas we shared about tips for. And one was for like stuffing them in your purse. I'm very guilty of this. But usually when I'm guilty of it, it's like very last minute, out the door, grab, and then I forget my needles. Or, you know, you get to the doctor's office, you're like, oh, I'm stuck. And so what I have found really handy is those little tiny zippered like makeup bags.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I like to stuff them, like one for applique, one for hand piecing, one for wool embroidery, one for, you know, for all my little things that I've got little projects for. And I embroider a little symbol. I have a friend
good idea.
who
yes.
like puts tape with words, but I like just a little subtle hint of what it's for.
And so you put that on the bag? You embroider it on the bag?
I do. And then I keep the little bags in one spot. And then as I'm going through a project and I'm like, oh my goodness, I would love to embroider on this, I just zip it in a Ziploc, throw it in a basket. And those are my go baskets. So if I've got an embroidery, I grab the embroidery to go bag. And then if I've got applique, I grab my little applique project and I grab my little applique to go bag. And I stuff those in my purse. And I've learned from years of like chopping my hand with scissors as I reach into my purse to fish out a pen. Yes. And so I have that little bag in there. And then when I get home, this is the rule, and this is the one I always break, is I unpack my purse. And everything goes back in the little basket and the little thing. So it's ready to go the next time. And I can pick up something different next time. So I don't always have to be working on the same thing, which for me, that always is a big plus. I like to see an old friend and play with it. And then the second one was...
Oh, can I say something? About the cosmetic bags, the little zipper bags? Yes. I have 2 zipper bags that match that I just happened to get from some cosmetic company.
Oh, cute.
And I hooked them together. So it's like a little duplex bag.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You just take, you know, set them side by side and baste along the inside to kind of connect them. So you've got a divided bag.
I love that.
Free.
Free is always
easy.
Wonderful. Yes.
And you can sort and you can sort some of your project, or either 2 projects, or you can, you know, sort your
Oh, that'd be fun.
you know, for me, I put glue in one and
paper
thread in the other.
We all have things that we want to put in that bag. And so today we brought something that we would always carry if we're going to do a project. And I'll start with mine. And that is this ring of thread that Superior Thread sells. And it is the greatest if you're going to do piecing on the road or applique on the road. And look at all the colors of thread you have. So you only have to carry little tiny bobbins full of thread instead of whole spools.
You know, I bet you could do the same thing with embroidery thread. Take some bobbins and wrap it
Oh,
just
that
to
would
carry
be
along.
so clever.
Sure. So you could take that many colors of
for like
embroidery
wool
thread
embroidery or anything.
Sure,
That
just
would
cut
be
lengths. I
so
always
much
cut
fun.
my embroidery thread from my fingers to my knee, or to my knee.
To your knee. Whoa.
to my elbow.
It's a long piece.
And so you could just cut it that length, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That is.
All right, so what would you put in?
I love Karen K. Buckley scissors. They are so perfect for so many uses. One of the main things about them, well, there are two really special things about these kind of scissors. They are serrated. The edges have just the tiniest bit of serration, and they grab onto the fabric and pull it in rather than regular scissors kind of slide and push out fabric. These really do a great job, and that also keeps your fabric from fraying so much. When it gets, it's like the teeniest, tiniest little zigzag, or what am I trying to think? The scissors with the
Pinking shears?
pinking shears.
Okay.
It's like tiny little, the tiniest ever little pinked edges. Also, the sharpness of little scissor blades are just great.
All
and
the
so,
way to the point.
you know, you can take these. I think you can maybe even take these on a plane. I'm not sure.
Too
You
sharp.
can't? Too
they
sharp.
have to be blunt tipped.
Ah.
Yes.
Wow.
They still go by that.
Well, they're just remarkably easy to use and fun.
So
And fun colors, and they're soft.
And of course, if you know me at all, you know I love
Clippies.
oh, the Wonder Clips. They're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And so whenever I work on a project, a lot of people will use these for binding. You can use them for all different types of piecing. My favorite part of the piecing process, I'm not a pin lover. Pins are always in my way, and they're always pushing things in the wrong direction or distorting the fabric.
Right.
Especially on those finicky seam lines. And if you've ever played with one of our quilt-along projects, you know I like really tiny pieces sometimes. And so these are wonderful for staying as out of the way as I want them to be, and they can just nib the seam allowance, or they can go right up in there and grab where those joints need to come together. They were a lifesaver with estate blocks and all the foundation paper piecing, because if you leave your paper on, you've got to, it's harder to get those seams to come together, and there was lots of places where the seams would not lock. And so these held everything just exactly where I wanted it. You can still open it up just like you do with pins and check it and make sure your points are coming together exactly like you want. But I mean, they're just like little accuracy blessings.
And you could take a chunk of your hair and get it out of your way.
I've done that too. Right? You know that. Yes.
And you could just take out however many you need if you were traveling and working. You would need to take the whole tin.
No,
she would probably take her whole tin.
But they make a great little noise when you shake them. Come on, Bonnie.
What's that
Your
squeak?
own tambourine, right?
That's right. That's right. I love that.
I noticed that Kimberly Einmo's here with us today,
It is a cute little tin,
and
isn't it?
her quilt is behind us.
Yeah.
Diagonal
It's
dash.
gorgeous.
Don't you love it? It is made with her fabrics from the Solidish collection she has.
Ooh.
This one's actually just takes one jelly roll.
Oh, fun. I love the bright colors.
It's in the September issue of American Quilter, if you're looking for the pattern. And you can also make it in a kind of a star pattern. She has a different version in the magazine, so you can make it different ways.
Well, and you might think that we color coordinate for this set when we come on here every Wednesday, but we don't.
No.
We usually know what quilt's going to be hanging behind us, but we look pretty good in front of this quilt, don't we?
Right.
It would be hard not to.
Kimberly's quilt is quilted by Carolyn Archer, who does a lot of Kimberly's quilts. She is an excellent quilter.
It's beautiful. Very beautiful. Well, I have a little game for you guys to play.
Okay.
On the blog today, we had a fun little quilting game, which I love to do before a big quilt show to show off some of the semi-finalist quilts. And so our game today is matching the name of the quilt with the quilt. Mm-hmm. So, Mindy, if you will give us our first quilt, is this Breaking Boundaries, Raindrop, or Unit Test?
I'd say unit test.
What do you vote, Ann?
Oh, just to be different, I'll say Breaking Boundaries.
Bonnie wins with
Wow.
unit test.
Woo-hoo. I didn't
Bonnie
take
don't
that.
win all of them.
And I didn't take
She
that
may have
test.
seen the name of the quilt
No,
before.
these
I
aren't
didn't.
the same ones as online.
Oh,
I give you
okay.
guys different ones so people want to play too. Okay, Mindy, next one. So we know this is an Enos test. Is this raindrop or breaking boundaries?
I'll let you go first. this time.
Well, let's say breaking boundaries again.
That's
You
what
win
I-
it.
Imagine.
That's what I would have said.
Oh, and Bonnie was going to win too. Okay. Now this is no fair because this is raindrop. I ran out of names. But isn't that gorgeous? And so these are really beautiful quilts. Unit test is by Mackenzie Leak. Raindrop is by Janleen Herschel. And Breaking Boundaries is by Tanis Feldman. And I probably pronounced all of those wrong, I'm sure, so I apologize now. But those are gorgeous quilts, and I cannot wait to see them at Fall Paducah.
Oh, there's
Well, speaking of Fall Paducah, oh my goodness, do we have quilts.
So many.
If any of you have been online yet, you can download the Fall Paducah show book. You just go to quiltweek.com and scroll down and you'll see a little emblem that says show book. And you can go look at it, or you can print out certain pages that you want. And I printed out 3 pages that are all of the special exhibits that will be at Fall Paducah.
There are so many. I don't
Yes.
remember ever seeing such an amazing array of exhibits. That's going to be great.
And one thing when you look at this, and it might just be a guide for you as you're at the show, is that underneath the picture, it tells you where that exhibit is located.
Well, that's
Oh,
handy.
yeah.
And I happen to be holding on to the Taiwan Art Quilt Society exhibit, and it will be displayed at the Paducah School of Art and Design. And so right here underneath the picture, that's what it says, School of Art and Design. And so we have quilts in the exhibit hall. Of course, the Expo Center is where the main contest large quilts are. That's also where you'll find the top 6 of the top 7 winners. And then on the first floor, you're going to find 4 of these special exhibits. And on the second floor of the convention center, we have 3 exhibits up there, and you'll find the wall quilts and the Gamble Best Wall Quilt will be hanging up there. And then, you're not done yet. When you go over to the pavilion, you will see 40 quilts by Luke Haynes that are all log cabin designs, and every one of them is different.
They're beautiful.
They are. And the Cherrywood Van Gogh Dutch Gallery will be over there, as well as the AQS Showcase quilts.
Super popular.
Lots
This
and
cherry
lots
wood.
and
Yeah.
lots and lots of quilts
That'll be
to see.
So fun. And whenever you come to the pavilion, come over and say hi to me. I'll be right there as you come in the front.
Yay.
Yay, at the
Yes.
booth. Yes,
We
yes.
also will have a demo over there, a demo
yes.
area where we'll have some people, including me. I'll
Yes,
be doing a
Bonnie
few
does great
demos over
demos.
there during the show. So we encourage you to make sure you come over and check the schedule so you know when you need to be there.
But Bonnie, what about all those poor people that aren't going to come to Fall Paducah? What can they do?
They can do
They
lots
go
of things.
online
They can vote.
and vote. They can
Yes,
vote.
they can. Yes, they can.
I win that one.
And that's my next cheat sheet here is
Yay!
about voting. All you need to vote is an email address. And I will tell you, once you've voted and you try to vote a second time, it will pop up and say, you've already voted.
So no point in trying.
One vote, one vote.
One vote.
And the voting will begin at noon on Monday, September 10th, and end at noon on Tuesday.
So what am I voting on?
You will be voting from the first place winners that the judges will be judging this weekend. They'll be here on Saturday and Sunday, and the judges will pick the first, second, and third place in each
Okay.
of the categories. But only the first place quilts are eligible for those top prizes.
Okay, how many first place ones will there be?
You're right, that is noisy.
I like that. So how many first?
There
how
are
many pick
15
from?
categories, so there'll
Wow.
be 15 different quilts. And what we've done a little differently this time compared to last year is we have a full version of the quilt and 2 detailed shots, so you
2?
can get
Oh,
in there
nice.
and be able to see the quilting. And
Yes.
we just knew last year that you couldn't zoom in or anything. Well, so we've already zoomed in for you so that
Wonderful.
you can see that quilting.
Oh, that's handy.
Wonderful. Yes.
And you might ask, why did we change it? Because last year they got to vote from Tuesday until Friday at noon. Well, one of the things that the quilters said was
Where's
they
the
wanted to
quilt?
see the winning quilts when they came
Yes.
to the show. So you have 24 hours to vote, noon on Monday to noon on Tuesday, so mark your calendar. And we have a website that has a countdown right now that's up there live. So you can go into that right now and mark that page so you'll know where to come back. And it is AmericanQuilter.com/voting. Nope, let me say that right.
Vote?
Vote, just the word vote. AmericanQuilter.com/vote.
So they'll be able to see the page now, and the quilts will appear when it's time.
Yes, those won't appear until Monday at noon when the voting starts, and it'll be a real mad dash for our staff to get everything all ready for it.
Oh, wonderful. And you can also watch the awards online. That'll be fun.
Yes, we'll be live streaming the whole program
my
that
goodness.
evening.
So if
Oh,
you
that's
voted,
wonderful.
you can watch the awards online. It'll be a
And
little
see
bit
who
like
won.
the in there.
Yes.
And so it's the winter showcase, and it'll be held on Wednesday evening at 6:30 at Walker Hall. And you want to get your tickets bought for that, so that
That's always my
so that you'll
favorite.
have that and you'll be ready to
That
come and
comes with
enjoy the
dessert,
evening.
doesn't it?
Dessert and drink.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Chocolate, I
And
hope.
Melinda
Always.
Bula has a really special program that she's doing, a
Oh, she's
special
so
program
sweet.
just for us.
Oh, fun. Well, that's going to be a blast.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like we have a lot of fun things coming up. We need to get to work.
we do. There's a lot to do. Let's get going.
That's right. That's right.
Well, all right. Well, so thank you for joining us here today. And next week, we'll be coming to you live from the Fall Paducah Quilt Week show. And we can't wait to see you at the show, but join us online if you can't make it.